Welcome, everyone. Today we are going to talk about something that every person in the world is searching for: a happy life. Many people think happiness comes from money, success, fame, or achievements. They believe that one day, when they have everything they want, they will finally feel happy. If happiness only came from success, then every rich person would be peaceful. If happiness only came from achievements, then every successful person would feel fulfilled. But we all know that is not always true, because happiness is not something that appears suddenly one day. Happiness is something that is built slowly through the way you think, the way you see life, and the way you live every day. A happy life is not a perfect life. It is not a life without problems, struggles, or challenges. A happy life is a life where your mind is calm, your heart is grateful, and your thoughts are not constantly fighting against yourself. Many people spend their whole lives chasing happiness outside of themselves. They chase it in possessions, in approval from others, in comparisons, and in constant worries about the future. But real happiness is much simpler than people think. It comes from the habits you build, the mindset you develop, and the way you treat yourself and others. In this video, we will talk about 14 powerful lessons that can completely change the way you see your life. These lessons are simple, but they are deeply powerful. If you truly understand them and slowly apply them in your life, you will begin to notice something beautiful. Your mind will become lighter. Your days will feel more meaningful, and happiness will stop feeling like something far away. Instead, it will become something you experience in your daily life. So listen carefully, think deeply about each lesson, and see how these ideas can transform the way you live. And while you listen to this video, you're also improving your English naturally. If you enjoy learning English through meaningful ideas like this, make sure to subscribe and join us for more videos. Lesson 1. Practice self-acceptance. One of the biggest reasons people feel unhappy in life is because they are constantly fighting against themselves. They compare their life with others. They criticize their mistakes. They feel ashamed of their weaknesses. They believe they are not good enough. This constant inner criticism slowly destroys peace inside the mind. You cannot build a happy life while constantly rejecting who you are. Self-acceptance does not mean you stop improving yourself. It does not mean you stop growing or learning. Self-acceptance means you stop hating yourself while you are growing. Every human being has strengths and weaknesses. Every human being has made mistakes. Every human being has moments they regret. But those things do not define your entire life. Many people believe happiness will come when they finally become perfect. But perfection does not exist. Real happiness begins the moment you say to yourself, "I am not perfect, but I am still worthy of respect, growth, and happiness." When you practice self-acceptance, something powerful happens. Your mind becomes calmer. Instead of fighting yourself every day, you begin supporting yourself. Instead of punishing yourself for mistakes, you begin learning from them. Instead of comparing yourself with others, you begin focusing on your own journey. And when your mind stops being your enemy, life becomes much lighter. Because the person you spend the most time with in your life is yourself. If your relationship with yourself is full of criticism, life becomes heavy. But if your relationship with yourself becomes supportive and patient, life becomes peaceful. That is why self-acceptance is the foundation of a happy life. When you accept yourself, you give yourself permission to grow without constant pressure. And that is where true peace begins. Lesson 2. Live in the present moment. Another reason people struggle to feel happy is because their mind is almost never in the present moment. Their thoughts are constantly traveling somewhere else. They worry about the future. They regret the past. They replay old mistakes again and again. They imagine problems that have not even happened yet. And while their mind is busy worrying about yesterday and tomorrow, they completely miss the only moment that actually exists: the present. The truth is simple but very powerful. Your life is not happening yesterday. Your life is not happening tomorrow. Your life is happening right now. But many people never truly experience their own life because their mind is always somewhere else. When you learn to live more in the present moment, something amazing happens. Small moments become meaningful. Simple experiences become enjoyable. A conversation with a friend feels deeper. A walk outside feels peaceful. A quiet moment becomes calming instead of boring. Living in the present does not mean ignoring the future. It means you stop letting the future control your peace today. It means you stop carrying the weight of the past into every new day. When your mind becomes present, your attention becomes stronger. You begin noticing things you never noticed before. You begin appreciating moments you once ignored. You begin feeling grateful for the life you already have. And slowly, happiness stops being something you chase in the future. Instead, it becomes something you experience in the present moment. Because the happiest people are not those who have perfect lives. They are those who have learned how to be fully present in the life they already have. Lesson 3. Stop comparing your life with others. Today, many people wake up in the morning, pick up their phone, open social media, and immediately start comparing their life with someone else's life. They see someone traveling. They see someone buying a new car. They see someone becoming successful. They see someone looking happier, richer, or more successful. And suddenly, their own life starts feeling smaller. Their achievements start feeling less important. Their progress starts feeling slow. But there is something very important you must understand. You are not seeing the full story of anyone's life. You are seeing only the highlight. You are seeing the moments people choose to show. You are not seeing their struggles, their fears, their failures, or the problems they deal with every day. Comparison creates a false picture in your mind. It makes you believe that everyone else is ahead of you and that your life is not good enough. But life is not a race. Every person has a different path. Some people start earlier. Some people start later. Some people grow quickly. Some people grow slowly. But that does not mean one life is more valuable than another. The truth is simple. When you constantly compare yourself to others, you stop appreciating your own journey. You stop seeing your own progress. You stop recognizing the small victories you achieve every day. Imagine climbing a mountain. If you spend the entire climb looking at other people's progress instead of your own steps, you will never feel proud of how far you have come. But when you focus on your own path, something beautiful happens. You begin noticing your growth. You begin celebrating your effort. You begin appreciating how much stronger you have become compared to who you were yesterday. Your only real competition in life should be the person you were yesterday. Are you learning more? Are you growing? Are you becoming wiser? Are you becoming kinder? If the answer is yes, then you are moving in the right direction. Because happiness does not come from being better than others. Happiness comes from becoming a better version of yourself. When you stop comparing and start focusing on your own growth, your mind becomes lighter. You feel more peaceful. You feel more motivated. And suddenly, life becomes something you experience with gratitude instead of jealousy. That is why one of the most powerful decisions you can make for your happiness is this. Stop comparing your life with others. Focus on your own journey. And trust that your path is unfolding exactly as it should. Lesson 4. Be grateful for what you have. Gratitude is one of the simplest habits in the world, but it is also one of the most powerful. Many people believe happiness will come when they finally get everything they want, when they earn more money, when they buy a bigger house, when they achieve their dreams, when life becomes easier. But there is a problem with this way of thinking. If you only allow yourself to feel grateful when everything becomes perfect, you will spend most of your life waiting for happiness. Because life will always have challenges. There will always be something you are still working toward. There will always be goals you have not reached yet. But happiness does not come only from achieving more. It also comes from appreciating what you already have. Think about the simple things that exist in your life right now. Your health, your family, your friends, the ability to learn, the ability to grow, the ability to wake up and start a new day. These things may seem ordinary, but for many people in the world, they are precious. When you practice gratitude, your focus changes. Instead of constantly noticing what is missing in your life, you begin noticing what is already present. Instead of thinking about everything you do not have, you begin appreciating everything you already have. And that simple shift changes the way your mind feels. Gratitude brings peace to the heart. It brings calm to the mind. It reminds you that life is not only about chasing the next goal. Life is also about appreciating the journey. You can practice gratitude in very simple ways. At the end of each day, take a moment and ask yourself, what are 3 things I am grateful for today? Maybe it was a meaningful conversation. Maybe it was a small achievement. Maybe it was simply a quiet moment where you felt peaceful. When you train your mind to notice these moments, your brain slowly becomes more positive. You begin seeing beauty where you once saw only problems. You begin appreciating moments that once felt ordinary. And suddenly, happiness stops feeling distant. It becomes something you experience more often in your daily life. Because a grateful heart sees richness even in simple things. And when your heart is full of gratitude, life begins to feel much more meaningful. Lesson 5. Don't hate others. Protect your peace. Many people carry anger and hate inside their hearts for years. They feel angry about something someone said, something someone did, or something that happened in the past. At first, hate may feel powerful. It may feel like you are protecting yourself or standing up for your feelings. But the truth is very different. Hate does not punish the other person. Hate slowly destroys your own peace. When you carry hate in your mind, you carry stress. Your thoughts become heavy. Your emotions become tense. Your mind keeps replaying the same painful memories again and again. Imagine carrying a heavy stone in your pocket every day. At first, you may not notice it much, but over time, it becomes exhausting. Hate works the same way. It drains your energy. It steals your focus. It steals your inner peace. A happy life is not possible when your heart is full of anger toward others. This does not mean you should allow people to treat you badly. It does not mean you should accept disrespect. You can set boundaries. You can walk away from negative people. You can protect yourself. But you do not need to carry hate to do that. You can let go of hate and still choose distance. You can forgive someone without inviting them back into your life. Forgiveness is not always about the other person. Often, forgiveness is about freeing your own heart. Because when you release hate, you release a huge emotional burden. Your mind becomes calmer. Your heart becomes lighter. Your energy becomes stronger. And suddenly, you have more space inside yourself for better emotions, for kindness, for peace, for joy. Life becomes much easier when you stop carrying emotional weight that does not belong to you. That is why protecting your peace is one of the most powerful decisions you can make. Do not waste your energy hating others. Use that energy to build your own life. Use that energy to grow, to learn, to create something meaningful. Because the happiest people are not those who never faced hurt. They are the ones who learned how to let go of the pain instead of carrying it forever. Lesson 6. Stop worrying about everything. Another habit that steals happiness from many people is constant worrying. Some people spend most of their day worrying. They worry about tomorrow. They worry about money. They worry about what others think. They worry about problems that might happen in the future. Their mind is always busy imagining negative possibilities. Most of the things we worry about never actually happen. Our mind creates scenarios, fears, and problems that exist only in imagination. And while we are worrying about those imaginary problems, we forget to live the life that is happening right now. Worrying does not solve problems. It only drains your mental energy. Think about this simple idea. If a problem can be solved, worrying about it will not help. Taking action will help. If a problem cannot be solved right now, worrying about it will not help either. Patience and calm thinking will help. In both situations, constant worrying does nothing useful. It only creates stress. A peaceful life comes from learning how to manage your thoughts. Instead of letting your mind run toward fear and worry all the time, you train it to focus on what you can control. You cannot control everything that happens in life. You cannot control other people's opinions. You cannot control unexpected situations, but you can control your actions. You can control your effort. You can control the choices you make today. When you focus your energy on the things you can actually influence, your mind becomes calmer. You stop feeling powerless. You start feeling capable. And something beautiful happens. Instead of feeling trapped by worry, you begin feeling empowered by action. You start asking better questions. Not, what if everything goes wrong? But, what can I do today to improve my situation? That small shift in thinking changes everything, because happiness grows in a calm mind. And a calm mind is not created by eliminating all problems. It is created by learning how to face problems without letting worry control your life. The day you stop worrying about everything is the day your mind becomes free enough to truly enjoy life. And when your mind becomes free, happiness becomes much easier to experience. Lesson 7. Let go of the past. One of the biggest reasons people struggle to feel happy is because they keep living in the past. They keep remembering mistakes. They keep replaying painful memories. They keep thinking about things they wish had happened differently. Sometimes it is a mistake they made years ago. Sometimes it is a failure they experienced. Sometimes it is a painful situation with someone they trusted. And even though those moments are long gone, their mind keeps returning to them again and again. But there is something very important you must understand. The past cannot be changed. No matter how many times you think about it, replay it, or analyze it, the past will never become different. But what the past can do is teach you. Every mistake carries a lesson. Every failure carries wisdom. Every difficult experience can make you stronger, wiser, and more aware. But that only happens when you treat the past as a teacher, not as a prison. Many people keep punishing themselves for things that happened years ago. They keep saying things like, "I should have done this differently. I wish I had not made that mistake. I regret that decision." But constantly repeating those thoughts does not help you grow. It only traps your mind in a cycle of guilt and sadness. Letting go of the past does not mean pretending it never happened. It means accepting that it happened, learning from it, and choosing to move forward. Imagine carrying a heavy backpack filled with stones. Each stone represents a regret, a mistake, or a painful memory. The longer you carry it, the heavier it becomes. Eventually, it slows your entire life down. But the moment you decide to put that backpack down, you feel lighter. Your steps become easier. Your mind becomes clearer. Your future becomes more open. Letting go of the past works the same way. When you release old regrets and old pain, you create space in your mind for new experiences, for growth, for hope, for happiness. Life is always moving forward. And happiness belongs to those who learn from yesterday but live for today. Your past may be part of your story, but it does not have to control the rest of your life. The moment you decide to release it, you give yourself permission to build a new future. And that freedom is one of the most powerful gifts you can give yourself. Lesson 8. Control your thoughts and emotions. Your happiness is deeply connected to the way you think. Many people believe their emotions come directly from situations around them. They believe other people, circumstances, or problems control how they feel. But the truth is more powerful than that. Your thoughts create your emotions. The way you interpret a situation determines how you feel about it. Two people can experience the same situation and feel completely different emotions. One person may see failure and feel hopeless. Another person may see the same failure and see it as a lesson and an opportunity to improve. The difference is not the situation. The difference is the way they think about it. Your mind is extremely powerful. Every day, thousands of thoughts pass through it. Some thoughts are helpful, some thoughts are negative, some thoughts create fear, anger, or stress. But here is the important part. Not every thought deserves your attention. Many people treat every thought in their mind as if it were a fact. But thoughts are not always true. Sometimes your mind exaggerates problems. Sometimes it creates unnecessary fear. Sometimes it focuses only on what is wrong instead of what is possible. Learning to control your thoughts means learning to observe them. Instead of immediately believing every thought, you pause and ask yourself, is this thought helping me or hurting me? If a thought creates unnecessary fear or negativity, you do not have to keep feeding it. You can shift your focus. You can choose a different perspective. You can redirect your mind towards something more constructive. The same idea applies to emotions. Emotions are natural. Everyone experiences anger, sadness, frustration, and disappointment. When you control your thoughts and emotions, you gain something extremely valuable: inner stability. Life will always bring challenges. There will always be unexpected situations. But when your mind becomes stronger, those situations no longer control your peace. Instead of reacting impulsively, you respond thoughtfully. Instead of feeling overwhelmed by problems, you focus on solutions. And when your mind becomes disciplined in this way, your life becomes calmer and more balanced. Happiness is not about eliminating all negative emotions. It is about learning how to manage your mind so that those emotions do not control your life. A peaceful mind creates a peaceful life. And when your thoughts become your allies instead of your enemies, happiness becomes much easier to experience every day. Lesson 9. Focus on meaningful relationships. One of the greatest sources of happiness in life is not money, success, or possessions. It is relationships. Human beings are not designed to live life completely alone. We need connection. We need people we can talk to, people we can trust, people we can laugh with, and people who support us during difficult moments. When you look back at the happiest memories in your life, they usually do not involve material things. They involve people. A conversation that made you smile. A moment when someone helped you during a hard time. A day spent laughing with friends or family. A moment where someone truly understood you. These are the experiences that give life emotional richness. But in today's fast and busy world, many people forget to take care of their relationships. They become so focused on work, goals, and responsibilities that they slowly lose connection with the people around them. Sometimes they stop calling their friends. Sometimes they stop spending time with their family. Sometimes they become emotionally distant from the people who matter the most. And without realizing it, life starts feeling empty. Because achievements without connection often feel incomplete. A meaningful relationship is not just about being around people. It is about quality, not quantity. A few genuine relationships are far more valuable than many shallow ones. A meaningful relationship is built on trust, respect, understanding, and support. It is the kind of relationship where you can be yourself without fear of judgment. It is the kind of relationship where someone listens when you speak and cares about your feelings. When you invest time and energy into building these kinds of relationships, your life becomes emotionally richer. You feel supported during difficult moments. You feel appreciated during good moments. And most importantly, you feel that you are not walking through life alone. At the same time, meaningful relationships require effort. They require kindness. They require patience. They require the willingness to listen and understand others. Sometimes people expect others to always understand them, but they forget to understand others in return. Strong relationships grow when both people show care, respect, and honesty. If you want a happier life, make your relationships a priority. Call the people who matter to you. Spend time with those who bring positivity into your life. Be present when you are with them. Listen more deeply. Appreciate them more openly. Because at the end of life, the most valuable things you will remember will not be objects or achievements. They will be the people who walked beside you during your journey. And when your life is filled with meaningful relationships, happiness becomes much easier to experience. Lesson 10. Take care of your mind and body. Many people want happiness, success, and peace in their lives, but they forget something extremely important. Your mind and body are the tools you use to experience life. If those tools are not healthy, everything else becomes more difficult. When your body feels tired, weak, or unhealthy, your energy decreases. Your motivation drops. Your patience becomes shorter. Even simple tasks start feeling harder. The same is true for your mind. When your mind is constantly stressed, overwhelmed, or distracted, it becomes difficult to think clearly. Small problems feel bigger than they really are. Your emotional balance becomes weaker, and happiness begins to feel distant. Taking care of your mind and body is not about perfection. It is about respect for yourself. Simple habits can make a huge difference in how you feel every day. For example, regular movement is one of the most powerful ways to improve your physical and mental health. You do not need to become a professional athlete. Even walking, stretching, or light exercise can improve your energy and mood. Movement helps release stress. It improves your focus. It helps your body function better. Sleep is another extremely important factor. When you sleep well, your brain has time to recover, organize information, and restore your energy. But when you constantly ignore sleep, your mind becomes tired and your emotions become more unstable. Another important part of mental and physical health is giving your mind moments of quiet. Many people live in constant noise. Phones, notifications, social media, and endless information fill their attention every minute. But the mind needs moments of silence to reset. Even a few minutes of quiet reflection, meditation, or deep breathing can help calm your thoughts and restore balance. Taking care of your mind and body also includes the way you speak to yourself. Your inner dialogue matters. If you constantly criticize yourself or focus on negative thoughts, your mental energy becomes weaker. But when you treat yourself with patience and encouragement, your mind becomes stronger and more resilient. When your body is strong and your mind is calm, life becomes easier to navigate. Challenges become easier to face. Decisions become clearer. And happiness becomes easier to experience. A healthy mind and a healthy body create the foundation for a meaningful life. When you respect and care for yourself in this way, you give yourself the strength to enjoy life fully. And that strength becomes one of the greatest sources of long-term happiness. Lesson 11. Do work that gives you purpose. Purpose means having a reason to wake up in the morning. It means feeling that the work you do, the effort you give, and the time you spend has meaning. Many people spend years doing work that only pays the bills but does not feed the soul. They wake up every day feeling tired, bored, and disconnected from what they are doing. When work feels meaningless, life can slowly start feeling empty. But when you do something that has purpose, everything changes. Purpose does not always mean doing something grand or famous. It does not always mean becoming extremely successful or achieving something huge. Purpose simply means that what you do matters to you. It can be building a career you care about. It can be learning and improving every day. It can be helping people in your work. It can be creating something useful or meaningful. When your work connects with something you value, your effort feels different. Hard work no longer feels like punishment. Challenges no longer feel like obstacles. Instead, they become part of the journey. People who have purpose in their work often feel more motivated, more focused, and more satisfied with their lives. They do not just count the hours until the day ends. They feel engaged in what they are building. This does not mean every day will be easy. Every meaningful path includes difficulties. But when your effort is connected to purpose, those difficulties feel worthwhile. You feel that you are moving forward, growing, and building something valuable. If you want a happier life, ask yourself an important question. What kind of work makes me feel alive and meaningful? You may not find the perfect answer immediately, but you can begin exploring. You can begin learning new skills. You can begin discovering what excites your curiosity. Purpose is often found by taking action, experimenting, and learning about yourself. And once you begin walking in a direction that feels meaningful, something powerful happens. Your work becomes more than a job. It becomes a journey. And when your daily effort connects with purpose, happiness begins to grow naturally, because you no longer feel like you are simply passing time. You feel like you are building a life that matters. Lesson 12. Keep growing and learning. Human beings are naturally curious. We are designed to learn, explore, and develop new abilities. But many people slowly stop growing. After finishing school or starting a job, they stop challenging their minds. They stop learning new skills. They stop exploring new ideas. Life becomes repetitive and predictable. And over time, this lack of growth can create a feeling of stagnation. But when you keep learning and improving yourself, life becomes exciting again. Growth brings energy into your life. It brings curiosity. It brings the feeling that you are moving forward instead of standing still. Learning does not only mean studying in a classroom. It can mean reading books, listening to new perspectives, learning a new skill, improving your communication, understanding different cultures, developing emotional intelligence. Every new skill you learn expands your understanding of the world, and every step of growth increases your confidence. When you learn something new, you realize something powerful. You are capable of more than you thought. That realization builds self-belief, and self-belief is one of the strongest foundations of happiness. People who continue growing often feel younger in spirit. Their minds stay curious. Their conversations stay interesting. Their perspective becomes wider. Instead of feeling trapped by routine, they see life as an opportunity to explore. Growth also helps you adapt to change. The world is constantly evolving. New technologies appear. New ideas emerge. New opportunities arise. When you maintain a mindset of learning, you are always ready to evolve with the world instead of feeling left behind. But growth does not require huge steps every day. Even small progress matters. Reading a few pages of a book, learning a new concept, improving one habit, reflecting on your experiences. These small actions slowly build a stronger and wiser version of yourself. And when you look back after months or years, you realize how far you have come. A happy life is not about staying the same. It is about becoming better, wiser, and more capable with time. When you embrace learning as a lifelong journey, life never becomes boring. Every day becomes an opportunity to discover something new. And that sense of discovery brings deep satisfaction and joy. Because growth reminds you that your story is still unfolding. Lesson 13. Enjoy the small moments of life. One of the biggest reasons people miss happiness is because they keep waiting for big moments. They tell themselves, I will be happy when I earn more money. I will be happy when I buy a house. I will be happy when my problems disappear. I will be happy when life becomes perfect. But there is a hidden danger in this way of thinking. If you only allow yourself to feel happiness during big achievements, then you will spend most of your life waiting. And while you are waiting for those big moments, life is quietly passing by. Because the truth is simple. Life is mostly made of small moments. A peaceful morning, a warm cup of tea or coffee, a good conversation, a quiet walk, a smile from someone you love, a few minutes of silence after a busy day, a small success that only you fully understand. These moments may look ordinary, but they are actually the pieces that make life beautiful. Many people miss them because their mind is always somewhere else. They are always thinking about the next goal, the next problem, the next worry, the next achievement. And because of that, they keep walking past the beauty that already exists in their daily life. Learning to enjoy small moments is one of the most powerful habits for a happy life. It teaches your mind to slow down. It teaches your heart to appreciate. It reminds you that happiness is not only found in huge victories. Sometimes happiness is hidden inside simple moments that many people ignore. Think about childhood for a moment. Children often feel happy more easily than adults. Why? Because they are present. They can laugh at small things. They can enjoy a simple moment fully. But as people grow older, many lose that ability. Their mind becomes heavy with responsibilities, worries, and pressure. And slowly, they stop noticing the little things that once brought joy. That is why you must train yourself to notice and appreciate the small moments again. Not because life is perfect, but because life is precious. A quiet evening can be meaningful. A meal with family can be meaningful. A few minutes of peace can be meaningful. A beautiful sky, fresh air, or a gentle conversation can be meaningful. When you start paying attention to these things, something changes inside you. Your days stop feeling empty. You realize that life is not only about huge goals and dramatic events. Life is happening right now, inside these simple moments. And when you learn to enjoy them, your heart becomes softer, your mind becomes calmer, and happiness begins to appear more naturally. This lesson is powerful because it changes the way you experience ordinary days. Instead of treating them like meaningless time between big events, you begin seeing them as valuable parts of life itself. And that is beautiful, because a happy life is not built only on big achievements. It is built on the ability to recognize beauty, peace, and gratitude in ordinary moments. Lesson 14. Help others and spread kindness. The final lesson is one of the deepest and most beautiful truths about happiness. If you truly want to live a happy life, do not live only for yourself. Learn to help others. Learn to spread kindness. Many people spend their whole life chasing happiness by asking, "What can I get? What can I achieve? What can I gain?" But one of the most surprising truths in life is this. Real happiness often grows when you stop focusing only on yourself and start bringing light into the lives of others. When you help someone, even in a small way, something powerful happens inside you. Your heart feels fuller. Your life feels more meaningful. Your struggles feel lighter, because kindness connects you to something larger than your own problems. Helping others does not always mean doing something huge. It can be very simple. Listening to someone who feels alone, encouraging a friend, helping a family member, smiling at someone. being patient with someone who is struggling, speaking kindly instead of harshly. These small acts may look unimportant on the surface, but they have great power, because kindness changes the emotional atmosphere around you, and often it changes something inside you too. When you live only for yourself, your world can become very small. Your thoughts stay trapped in your own worries, your own problems, your own frustrations. But when you begin helping others, your heart expands. You begin feeling connected to life in a deeper way. You realize that your words matter, your presence matters, your kindness matters, and that realization brings meaning. A meaningful life is a happy life. Another important truth is this: people never forget how you made them feel. They may forget your achievements. They may forget your job title. They may forget the things you bought, but they will remember your kindness. They will remember if your words gave them hope. They will remember if your presence made them feel safe, respected, and valued. That is a beautiful kind of success, and it creates a different kind of happiness. A happiness that is not based only on personal achievement, but on human connection and goodness. This does not mean you must ignore your own needs. No, you should still care for yourself, grow yourself, and build your own life. But when your life also includes kindness and service, it becomes much richer. Your happiness becomes deeper, because helping others reminds you that your life can create value beyond yourself. And there is something deeply peaceful about knowing that your existence made someone else's day a little lighter. That is why kindness is so powerful. It heals others, and it heals you too. In the end, a happy life is not only about feeling good, it is about living in a way that creates goodness. And when you spread kindness, you are not just making the world better. You are also making your own heart lighter, softer, and happier. Your life is happening right now. Not tomorrow, not someday. Today. Choose gratitude, choose growth, and choose peace in your heart. If you practice these simple lessons every day, your life will slowly become happier, calmer, and more meaningful. Remember, happiness is not something you find. It is something